Yeah, it goes everybody. Today we'll continue on the game called Forget Your Chains. Where were we? Where were we? Yeah? Done with this, done with that. How about this one? You turn to the corner of the living room, your favorite chair sits there. A chair that's sitting down? Wow. It's a large old plush chair. It's scratched up and loved dearly. It has a soft woody fabric with intricate stitching. The dull brown is strangely comforting. It's too dark to see at the moment because we never bothered to, I don't know, switch on the lights or something. There's a matching circular ottoman at the foot of your cozy chair. You feel a sense of safety wash over you. Often the chair is covered in your plush throw blankets. You feel safe when you hide in the corner. These are much less threatening when you hold your knees to your head while sitting. You can only see though a small you can only see through or I think you only see through a small window between your legs. Not much can happen in such a small area. It's safer. People usually get scared at the sight of you with your head buried in your knees, sitting on the floor. They just don't know that it's safe. It's only the sense of control you can have, a small window of vision where not much can happen. It won't stop the voices, but it's something. Something is better than nothing. Cool. You walk to the grimy marble countertop. Crumbs are scattered along the surface. It feels infected with bacteria. The air smells of mildew and something rotting. The air feels still. It evokes a sense of unease. I wonder where. Do we live alone? What have, do we have not family members? The sink area is cleaned thoroughly. The counters where you prepare food are spotless. The dishes are loaded. You can't stand piles of dishes. Feels like the ghost of the food previously in the sink contaminates any dishes despite being washed. What? Okay. They aren't safe if they're not in the dishwasher. Everything here is determined to make you sick. Every time you eat, you feel sick afterwards. You have a terrible phobia of most foods. Produce and meats scare you the most. Produce feels infected. It has all mold and E. coli. You can't cook meat. Once you see it uncooked, it evokes a terrible fear. It's infested with maggots or bacteria. It makes you sick. You would see flashes of mold or movement in the food. What about canned meat? You would see wriggling white specks in every instance of raw meat. Food always tasted strange and you couldn't shake the feeling of being poisoned. I just wish I could trust the food I need to eat again. I feel so sick. You think to your medicine. It became apparent that this was a delusion, but you felt nauseated and ill every time you took it. Was that poison? Were they poisoning me? Why do I feel so sick all the time? You stare with an empty gaze in the sink, unaware of the flow of time. You're enraged. You're entangled in the web of your own thoughts yet again. Your heart jolts as a stray thought passes through. You remember your medicine cabinet. It's in the bathroom. You're avoided as it is ominous in the dark, but you need to check. You start to rush to the bathroom. You stop in your tracks. You start shivering. I know you're in there, Nani. You selfish little brat. You have food everywhere. We can smell it. You freeze in place. You're too close to the window. She's broken in. You're trembling in fear. We can't let you live for this. You left us all to die. You hear her voice, somewhat distant. It's close. Morning, neighbor's dog. You're made of meat, Nani. You're probably rotten for all we know. You selfish brat. How could you let us starve? She's shrieking. She's shrieking, her voice shaking and full of rage. You hear the tapping of thousands of tiny spider legs grow near. You're frozen in horror. You thought you could just kill us. You want us dead. You're so evil. You wretched bitch. You're selfish and evil. You would rather kill my babies than sacrifice one tiny piece of food? Yeah. You need to be punished. You need to realize you're weaker than us. You will always be weak, Nani. Thousands of spiders start crawling up your legs. Your body starts singing as they chew you alive. Damn. The spiders crawl up to your entire body. You frantically try to swat them off and crush them, but there are too many. You feel blood trickling down your legs as you're eaten alive by thousands of hungry spiders. You start to hyperventilate. You start choking as hundreds of spiders enter your mouth and throat. You feel their little legs wriggling about and crawling in your insides, chewing your body apart from the outside and inside. You're suffocating and bleeding everywhere. You collapse. Your body gets consumed by the massive spiders as you choke to death on spider legs. Nani, we are starving. A shrieking pierces your ears. You lay in your own blood on the cold tile as spiders consume you to death. Okay, you lose consciousness, you're probably dead by now. But I can still narrate stuff though. What a terrible death, Nani. Oh, okay. So what do I do? Uh-huh. I already done this before. Like, what am I missing here? Yeah. Should I not have went here? Uh-huh. What am I missing here? Yeah. Yeah. Stand down, tell her to leave. Bribe her. Oh. Maybe, yeah. I will cut you a deal. The woman comprised of hungry spiders seems intrigued. She is desperate. She listens to your proposal. I will leave. Some smashes the window. You could. Your thoughts are everywhere. It's extremely difficult to find your words. You could eat them or you could use them to lure lots of ants. The woman ponders this. What's in it for you, Nani? You can't eat me. You will have to leave. She falls silent, weighing her options. This deal is beneficial to her. If we fall into starvation, can we come and ask for more? We are so hungry, Nani. You ponder this. You wouldn't mind forfeiting some groceries if it ensured your safety. Spiders tend to stay true to their word, you think. You haven't really heard any stories about traitor spiders. Okay. You cautiously place the crumbed chocolate mint protein bar near the crack in the window. Here, it's good. The woman of spider seems pleased. She crawls off. You hear the thousands of little spider legs scurrying away. You assume she will return for the food. She knows where it is. You hope she collects it promptly before it attracts the ants infesting your windowsill. She's gone. Save here. Will it change if I stay in here? Stuff? Nope, same thing. Let's see. Load. Yeah. Leave. Is it the same? Yeah. Same. Feels wrong? Yeah. Oh, okay. You rush to the bathroom. This is your last resort. You might have something in the medicine cabinet. The sink smells faintly of lavender soap. The sink area is cold and damp. You shift across the cold patterned tiles of the mirror and pry your fingers between the chilly groove to open it. Your heart is pounding. It feels like living a walking nightmare. You open your little medicine cabinet. It's filled with all sorts of prescriptions for all types of ailments. You start sifting through the bottles, trying to find emergency medication. You need one for panic attacks, and want to get the antipsychotics back into your system. You pause. You start to question what you're doing. Do you really want this? You struggle to take your medication, but you're chained to it. You recall the despair from terrible nausea and vomiting from your antipsychotic. When you took it, you would feel so violently ill, paired with an unfathomable drowsiness you couldn't fight. You couldn't stay awake. You felt sick frequently. You would dread each night, counting down and calculating when you had to take your medication. You just had to get used to it. The drowsiness caused a wave of anxiety and dread, tormenting you before you couldn't fight it any longer and passed out. You had to take it with a full meal or you would vomit. Your stomach hurt so bad, every night you had to expect being in pain and mental anguish. Do you want it again? It stings being trapped in a cycle of suffering. Why were you born with this disease? You peer into the cabinet and find your emergency medicine. You hold the chilled bottles gently. Are you taking this to survive and keep suffering? Should you continue fighting? Or should you just give up? Save. Next. Give up, it's not worth it. You're too tired. It's too much. It will never be worth it. Fighting this is a fate worse than death. You're exhausted living in an invisible world, thrashing and kicking around just to stay alive. It was never worth it. It was never worth it. Every day is a fight, an invisible fight that you must suffer through alone with silence. You live in terror. You live without trust of your own mind. You can't think without voices threatening you. You can't trust or believe your memories or perception, even though they're all you have. You're trapped in a clear glass box of terrors, and the terrors are two-way mirrors. Nobody can see them except you. All they can see is your fear to the invisible. You're trapped in the box and they aren't. You will always look bizarre and scary to onlookers. They will never understand how terrified you are. Your thoughts are lost and hazy. You can't grasp onto anything. You don't understand why. It's so tiring to be constantly in fear. Nobody else's reality but yours, and you have to swallow that pill and take it. How do you live a life where you can trust nothing and fear everything? Why are you expected to live like this? You're exhausted and scared. You know something is wrong, but that doesn't fix your state of disillusion. You're stuck in a cognitive maze. You're so lost. You're tired of being confused and lost to illness, witnessing yourself partake in bizarre behavior. How can anyone live like this? Nani, kill yourself. Kill yourself. They're laughing at you, Nani. They're laughing. You don't know why you're kept alive to suffer. They're doing it to hurt you, Nani. They're all plotting against you. The voices make compelling points. You have a sense of trust in them. They're always with you. They always are there and see what you see. You know what you have to do. Okay. There's no other choice now. You can't do this anymore. You can't undo this. Damn. Why did you kill her? I don't know, man, because I wanted to see the other ending. She never deserved that. Death is permanent. Suffering isn't. She got so far. Why did you have to kill her? It's not fair. It will never be fair to endure that kind of fate. She fought to stay alive every day, and with one vile choice you broke her forever. I won't forgive you for this. I'll never forgive you, dude. You killed her. I'm not sorry. Keep fighting. You unscrew the lids to each medication with shaking hands. You know how you'll be okay soon enough. You put the pills in your mouth and hold them there, cupping water from the sink to swallow the pills with. You swallow the pills and sit on the cold bathroom tile. The medication for your panic starts to work. You feel less alarmed. Your racing thoughts start to fade. You feel slower. You feel your mind frame gently flip and melt into serenity. Things are starting to feel okay. You feel slower. You close your eyes and rest. Your breathing is steady and slow. You feel like you can finally breathe again. You survived. You made it back to your room safely. Comforting sunbeams cascade through your window pane, giving it a comforting aura. Your sheets feel cozy, partially warmed by the sun. You exhale deeply, glad the night is gone. The room is still and calm. It invokes a gentle sense of comfort. It might be difficult to choose life over death with an unfortunate deck of cards you're dealt. But it's worth it. You had to learn what true reality is from the ground up once you were medicated, and it was worth it. Life isn't just suffering. It's not all pure and good either. But it doesn't have to be a self-condemnation to being stuck within a personal hell. You don't regret seeking help. It is so worth fighting. There are so many beautiful and serene parts of life worth experiencing. Even if it's difficult, it's worth surviving and fighting. Keep fighting, dude. It's worth it. Yeah, I, okay. I guess I'm gonna go pick a fight or something. Hey, you random stranger, fuck you. Let's get into a fight. But yeah, I know the message. Pretty good, pretty interesting presentation. The way they describe the dialogue is like it's so straightforward. It's so psychotic. If that makes sense. I like this one. So yeah, I guess that's it, right? And there's no more other endings we could choose. Yep, done with that, done with that, also that. Yeah, we died. I chose her to die. So yeah, cool game, nice presentation. Scary stuff, eerie face. Anyway, this is Forget Your Change. If you want to try the game for yourselves, the links are in the description. That is all for today. Stay safe and take care of yourselves.